From the center of the universe, Toronto, Ontario, Canada, this is the SDM Show with your host, Rob Cairns. The SDM Show focuses on business, life, productivity, digital marketing, WordPress, and more. Sit back, relax, grab your favorite drink, and enjoy the show. Here is Rob.
Hey everybody, I'm Rob Cairns. I'm the founder, CEO, and chief creator of Amazing Ideas at Stunning Digital Marketing. In today's podcast, I have Copywriting with Todd Jones and my good friend Todd with me. We're going to talk about how to put your values in your branding story. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Hey everybody, Stunning Digital Marketing is your digital concierge. We help you put the pieces together to make your marketing success. Specialties we have including WordPress design and development, WordPress security, which is one of our most popular offerings, ads, and more. So if you want to succeed in the digital world, go on over to stunningdigitalmarketing.com and have a look at what we offer, and we'd be glad to help you. And let's jump on a call and make it happening. That's stunningdigitalmarketing.com. Hey everybody, Rob Cairns here, and today we're doing our Copywriting with Todd Jones segment. Hey Todd, how are you?
I'm hanging in there. How about you?
About the same.
Yeah.
No drama today, so that's a good thing. We're going to talk about how to put your your values in your branding story. So,
well, evaluate the values. So, what I see a lot with people, it's popular these days, right? When somebody has a fairly well fleshed out about page on their website, they've done some sort of branding process and they've created values. Now, the problem I see a lot of times is that people use what I would call general values, something that pretty much everybody agrees on, which is not bad. Just, it's just what they do. They're like, okay. So
but the
values.
Hang on
Go
a
ahead.
sec, Todd. But the problem there is if you use something general, it comes back to my old philosophy. How do you stand out? And I always point back at that book that I tout called The Inside Advantage by Robert Bloom. It talks about standing out. So if you use something that general, how does it matter?
Yeah, I would even submit that there's probably two sets of values you have. The internal values that your company shares, right? And then the external values, the values you share. And I actually, when you look at my 6 P's, kind of differentiate. One is a purpose, right? This is our purpose. And one is our purpose. And purpose is outgoing, right? So what is your purpose? So I wanted to see if I could try to pull up some examples in my head. And so I'll use one that I see a lot of people do. And again, this is not me criticizing it, but I'm going to show you that I think it's a little vague, a little general, and you can tighten that in a little bit, and I'll show you how. We do the right thing. A lot of people put that in their branding, on their website, so forth. We do the right thing, whatever that means. And I get it. You want to, what you're basically saying is we have integrity. In fact, you might even say we have integrity. Again, you're trying to show that you have integrity, you do the right thing, whatever. So, but I think it's a little vague. And I think you can create a little more specificity, like say that word, in creating it. So, yeah, specificity 5 times fast. So here's how I want you to evaluate this and how you can change like that and make it more specific. Is there a story that is attached to that? Then you're getting into something different. Okay. Let's say we do the right thing. What does the right thing mean? Well, the right thing is very vague, right? So you go back and you go, well, our founder believes in doing the right thing. What does that mean? Okay, where does this come from? Okay, well, the second year he was in business, I'm making this up. This is ad lib, right? On the fly. The second year he was in business, we got a customer to come to us that wanted us to do something for them, and we were in dire straits. We needed the project, we needed the money. But as we dug into the project, we felt it was not really very ethical. It was kind of legal, but not really ethical. It didn't really fit our ethics. We thought he was manipulating people, and we just didn't feel comfortable with that. So change that. We do the right thing, even if it costs us a project or money.
Agreed.
You've gotten a little more specific. So another option would be we do the right thing. What does that mean? Well, here's another angle. You've probably done retail, and I've done retail. You've done customer support, I know,
I've done
and I've
retail.
done customer service. So there's nothing worse than a client, customer, whatever, who completely assaults with words your own employee, right?
Yep.
They even do it to you now, right? You've told me stories, right? People
Yep.
who say the bad things. They're just I'm not coming with the right word, but anyway, suppose the second year or the third year in the company, somebody did that to one of your employees, and you had a choice to make as a founder, as a CEO. Do I believe the customer? Is the customer when I first started working, I worked at a grocery store, and our boss lived by the mantra, customer's always right. Well, guess what? At 53 years old, I no longer believe that.
I agree
Customer's
with
not always right. I get the sentiment. Customer's not always right. It's a bad value. Can you make it right for a customer sometimes? Yes, you can. Can you go out of your way to make things better for them? Absolutely. But when that customer just attacks verbal assault on your employee, maybe you say we do the right thing because that means we kick the customer out. Well, you are
That's
no
right.
longer a customer anymore because you will not berate my employee who did not deserve that. I remember a story one time. I kind of went through this one time. I was working at the bookstore, and the lady, I don't know what she said about me, but um, she said it to my boss. And here's the deal, Rob. Nobody ever hated Todd. No,
Yep.
You had some people who maybe disliked me and whatever. When I left that bookstore and moved to another state, I got a Christmas card for one of the couples who was a regular customer of mine. I'm
Sure.
friends with people who were customers. These two girls who were teenagers the last year I was there, I became friends with them on Facebook, and I have watched each of them graduate school and get married, and one of them even had a baby. It's not like I'm not really bragging. I'm just saying the customers in general loved me. I did not do anything vile that just anybody just. So this lady went to my boss, and I don't even know what she said about me. My boss ignored her because she knew how I was. In a sense, she believed me over the customer who was essentially lying about me. So this is something, but when I get back to values, if we're not careful, we will come up with the most vague, broad values. Maybe we're trying to please everybody. I don't know. But if you have a story, this is how I evaluate this. My brain works differently. If you have a story about that value, it can help you specify what really is beneath what you said originally. So if I'm consulting someone and they say, yeah, these are our 5 values, I'm going to ask them for a story for every single one of them that illustrates what the value is. Then we'll probably adjust each value they listed to be more specific. And maybe I would even submit, if you have a spot on your website where you do your values, which a lot of people do these days, particularly in the about page, I would even consider putting that story under each value so that the customer or the person on the website connects the story because values are abstract. They're abstract. Stories are concrete. It took me a while to make that connection. If you read the book Stories That Stick by Kendra Hall, she talks about that in one of her chapters. The abstract and the concrete and your story, it helps people formulate concretely what's going on. A value is a very abstract thing. So the story helps it serves like a bridge between the practical side of our brain and the abstract side of our brain.
That does.
So,
no questions.
So that is my assessment. If you're going to do values, if you're going to talk about values, consider finding a story in the history of your company or your founder that illustrates that value, and see if you can trim off the fat, so to speak, and make that more specific.
Is there anything else you want to add on that one today, or is that about it?
That's it. I feel free to ask me some questions to keep that going if you want. But that's kind of where I stand with that particular.
I think a lot of it is people have these values, and we've all seen it. You walk into hospitals. Here's our mission statement. Here's our values. And it's like, guess what? I mean, they're all posted, and it's like, who cares? Like, show me some interest. And that's where the story comes into, is that shows you how the value was derived at. And I think that's more important than the value itself sometimes.
Yeah, and I wish I had better examples for you today, and I whiffed on that. But story will help people. I live 2.5 hours from St. Jude's Hospital in Memphis, Tennessee. And they have some of the best commercials. I always say, if I have anything left when I die, the money will probably go to St. Jude's Hospital and the Shriners Hospital, because their commercials get me every time. Yeah. But they tell these stories repeatedly of like the child who's got the problem, and their parents come there to get the help. And one of their mantras, I don't know if it's considered a value or what, and they repeat this in their commercials, is that they don't charge anyone who uses them, so that no parent has to worry about anything other than helping their child get better. And so there is a specific value. And I'm sure there's a story behind that somewhere along the way, and I just don't have it, but that is repeated in their commercials, that they never charge the parents so that they can focus on helping their child get better, because all their patients are children who have cancer or some kind of disease that's internal, that and Shriners is all about the external issues like the arms and legs and stuff like that. So that's a value that they have chosen to stand on. And I think part of you understand when you see these parents being interviewed, like they talk about their child, it almost chokes me up, right? The child was happy, and then suddenly something went wrong, and I catch these on YouTube a lot. It almost makes me cry, So that is a value for whatever reason. There, when you hear these stories, you understand that they don't want the parent to worry about anything else but helping their child get better.
Hey, Todd, thanks always for sharing. Go on over to Copywriting, Todd's website, and figure out and get some help, because Todd is really good at what he does. And we appreciate you, and you have a wonderful day, my friend.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thank you very much for listening to the STM Show. The STM Show is brought to you by Stunning Digital Marketing, your digital concierge. For all your digital marketing needs, especially WordPress security, jump on over to stunningdigitalmarketing.com and let's help you put the pieces together and make your business succeed in the marketing realm. That's stunningdigitalmarketing.com.
Very special thank you to Todd Jones for joining me on this edition of the STM Show.
This podcast is dedicated to my late father, Bruce Cairns. Dad, I love you. I miss you very much. And thanks for all the inspiration over the years, and your caring, your understanding, and helping me grow as an individual. Thank you, Dad.